today, it would appear we are very quickly getting into the swing of things. Hopefully should not have to wait too long before this pistol starts. There was a few issues with some of the players getting into the server earlier on, but looks like all that is sorted at the moment. So 5 armor players on that CT side. There's a little bit of utility in the hands of Oscar J. Getting aggressive into Squeaky. Mighty Max is going to find MJ, but he is that lurker over on the A-bomb site, so that's kind of going to force the burst to come out here. There's only Pulse here on the B-bomb site. Already found Johnny. He's got 2 more to find, however, and not quite able to do it. Sikro will drop him, and also they'll be able to get that bomb down very soon. Trading of headshots, it would appear, from Weber and Oscar J. As the bomb has been planted, it's that open plant towards the back of site. Defect getting aggressive, picks up 2 in CT. Aaron does trade back his teammate, so now it's the 2-on-2. Very quickly could become a 1-on-2 to either side. It's quite an important fight here in between Defect and Mighty Max, as it would be Oscar J and Weber, who are the low HP players. Fuse coming in, Weber as well, going to find Oscar J now, and Mighty Max tapping away. Will eventually find the head. Has he got the defuse though? I think this could be so incredibly close. That 10-second timer sounded like it had only just started. Looks like he does have it. Oh, he just doesn't. We can't quite tell from here. You know, you can hear in game when that voice command comes up. I suppose that's something if you're a bit of a newer player that you might not be savvy to. But if, you know, your character says anything at all, it depends, of course, on which, you know, country your counter-terrorists are from. But if he says anything at all, you don't have the defuse, unfortunately. So very close in the end there for Endpoint. That 5 armor buy perhaps coming back to haunt them a little bit. So we'll, of course, be going for this force by Weber. This smoke kill. Pulse as well, getting boosted up into vents. Capitalizes on that to pick up a second. So it's very quickly a 5-on-3 now for that Endpoint side. Need to have that recovery on the side of nark0se at this point. Will be difficult for them. For sure. Do have that AK, got a Galil as well. So at least they can fight against these Deagles, but, you know, wherever they go, they're going to be playing into some kind of a crossfire. It's not going to be the easiest of games, the easiest of rounds to take back. "35 seconds remaining. It's so very slow at this point. It's the quasi-execute, the smoke on towards car, flash coming in as well. Aaron not able to connect any bullets with the heads. Weber, however, in towards Forklift, throws down a good smoke. Going to drop one of those AK players. Now it's into the 4-on-2. They're going to let this bomb go down. Weber, though, going for the wide swing. Connects one with Oscar J. I mean, any damage being done at this point is good. A beautiful flashbang comes in from Sikro, but it will cost him a hell of a lot of his HP. And now Mighty Max as well on the flank. Finds Oscar J, picks up that AK. It's all on Sikro. No HP at all. Runs out of the bullets, and Mighty Max will finish him off. And they win that force buy round. Reset the economy of that T side rather. Get themselves on the board, and now it's kind of a case of will they get themselves reset to, I wouldn't say the inevitable force buy from nark0se, but the likely force buy. They might go for the eco here. They did get that bomb down, so they get the extra $800, so it's not as big a hit to their economy losing that round, but still, there was a chance they could have forced, but they opt not to. I think it's smart in this case. Boost coming in. Luzza going to find 2. Hello. Finds a 3rd as well. Drops a bomb. Gets himself a 4th. Loving these eco frags right now. As they tried to burst out onto middle. Not quite able to make anything happen off of the back of it, unfortunately. Now it's just Oscar J with the P250. Will find Pulse. Mighty Max just backs off slightly to make it more difficult for him to land the shots. and secures the round. So only losing one player there is overall a pretty decent round. I think Pulse is going to have a gun dropped across, but all the same, Endpoint should be pretty happy with that one. Now quite a key round for both sides. There's the fully bought up CT sides. 3 kits, fair amount of utility for everyone. The terrorists as well can be reasonably happy with what they've got. I mean, a little bit more in terms of utility would be nice, but still, at this stage of the game, beggars can't be choosers, as they say. Again, though, a really passive round from both sides. No one getting very aggressive early on. There's only been 8 damage done to Pulse, and that's it, really. So not a hell of a lot going on at the moment. Mid aggression will come in. Johnny was getting aggressive in A main and goes down. Pulse not able to survive there in the vents. So it's a 4-on-3 in favour of this T side. They're opting to go towards B again. Only one player here. It's going to be Mighty Max to hold it down. They seem to like this lighter defense on the B side for sure. Rotate people over later on. Flash comes in. Great flashbang. Unfortunately, the only player not blinded is the one that Aaron will meet. Mighty Max goes down on the side. All on Luzzer. Tries to flash through the smoke. A little bit too telegraphed, though, for the T side. And they are ready for it. So it will be 2-2, all even Stevens. A chance at a buy on that CT side, but not going to be ideal. So they'll go for it. Luzzer as well, pulling out the AWP here. Not even going to drop across an M4 or anything. So it's going to be 2 CZs. Still a chance to take this one. I mean, the T side, the economy is a hell of a lot easier to get going. And of course, you know, they're going to be sitting pretty. 4 AKs fully bought up. They've got that 1 UMP on Oscar J. A question. Quick look. Okay, so it would seem he decides to go for that because he has to, not instead of the AK, which sometimes you do see in rounds like this where you think they're perhaps ecoing, or if they go for a force, they neglect to get head armor. Makes sure you'll be a little bit more effective. Spray through the smoke, almost connects onto Pulse. There's a 2 towards highway. Flash comes into A main. Molotov going down. 3 on highway now that Weber's got to deal with. A great smoke, though, to just kind of let them have that control, not get too overzealous with his peeking. 3 on B now. They've swapped up their defense a little bit, given mid control over towards the T side. Aaron holding the off angle in A main here, in case they decide to get a bit frisky. But it does look like it's a hell of a lot more mid control. Mighty Max drops the bomb. Sikro will trade him back immediately. Luzzer now with the AWP has got the work to do. Johnny on the alert, though, could definitely be a problem here. If he spots out Pulse, who's on that low HP, the Molotov will push him out of position. All on Luzzer here to try and hold down this site. A nice little flick to get himself a 3rd for the round. And now it's on Sikro. Molotov going in. A nice little flash allows Luzzer to escape out, but he's left on 20 HP. Sikro will find him. Manages to get the reload off. Got to get the bomb plant in here. I think it's going to be safe, but it will allow Aaron to kind of walk up, catch him off guard, and take his head clean off. So a great round from Luzzer, and a little bit of help from his friends allows Endpoint to take the lead back 3-2. Not bad at all, boys. In the end, money on that CT side and T side, to be fair. Not really in the ideal position. You know, 2 UMPs. Luzzer didn't actually save the AWP. I'm not quite sure what that was. Obviously, it wasn't him in the end. It was Weber, but interesting. Interesting. Either way, it should be an easy round up against, you know, just a few upgraded pistols, a little bit of armor on a couple of players. Boost coming in just to be extra safe, it would seem. Aaron actually drops down silently. They've got no idea, even though he's blinded, that he's there. So they're going to have two players playing from this boost spot. Aaron does go down, but Weber there to clean up the mess. The bomb, however, has made its way towards site, so that gets planted, and I think that was the ultimate goal for nark0se, was to get that bomb down. They have no idea that Johnny is actually on B and just kind of saving his armor and Deagle here. So, I suppose that's quite good for him, because it will allow him to cheaply buy up the head armor and get a bit more utility out here. Sicro's also on the AWP. So not a bad buy overall from the T side. But of course, not sure what that was, friendos. There is something going on over towards A main for the T side, but unfortunately not a hell of a lot more happening. They're just kind of, again, in this passive setup, playing a bit more of a default. It's the way Cash tends to work. I think this is going to be a Vents Molotov. It's just about to hold down ult, but they've actually swapped us off it. I think so. It's quite a good Vents Molotov, actually. There are some lineups you could do from there, from around that position, but you have to actually run. I don't think you have to run for that one. So a little bit more reliable, perhaps. Oh, quick switching a bit too fast from MJ. The smoke will eventually go down onto car. Flash onto site. Aaron completely unblinded, though. He's not able to capitalise, however. Weber now up on top of that box. Going to find one. Finds himself a second. His teammates have fallen down around him, though, and he's left on 5 HP. Pulse is on the rotate, but he's only got a UMP in hand. Flashbang going to allow Weber to kind of rotate over to Forklift. They're ready for him to be there, though. Sicro's going to take him down, and now, like I say, Pulse on his UMP. Going to get clapped down by Defects in the end, and it will be 4-3 now. nark0se. A little bit of a comeback. Still money on that Endpoint side to get something out. Into the M4s and possibly demoted onto a Famis there. Yeah, Weber pulling that one out. Oh, ooh, glass cannon for Luzzer. Aaron is the only one that kind of feels the brunt of this. Luzzer, you know, it's sort of that glass cannon. You miss your shot, you're going to go down anyway. But all the same, you would like a bit of utility, a little bit of safety perhaps. Johnny, however, gets a bit aggressive, trying to peek in on Aaron, will go down. Aaron is searching for the AK in the smoke, but cannot find it, and will feel thoroughly disappointed. Has back off, and is still on a measly CZ. Although, can be very effective indeed. Spray through the smoke from Mighty Max and Pulse. Picks up that kill onto Defect. So a 5 versus 3, Endpoint firmly have this round by the tail. Could definitely take this one quite easily. I want to start throwing anything away at this point. Mighty Max is on half HP, but, you know, if they just kind of play smart, play safe, don't get too aggressive because they don't have to, it should be easy pickings. Gather that info. Weber, again, tagged down. Pulse now going to get Molotov out of position. Finds the kill onto Sicro. That's going to be the AWP dropped. Mighty Max is there to recover after he goes down. So now it is Oscar J. Getting slightly tagged up through the wall there. Or through the corrugated iron garage thing. Checkers. Oscar J through the smoke. Does manage to find Mighty Max, but tagged down through the smoke and finished off by Aaron in the end. We'll see an end to that round. (5-3) now, and a bit of an economy reset coming in onto nark0se. Although they are going to opt to force buy, it would seem. Quick hits coming in onto the B-bomb site. A couple of players get taken down. Oscar J's left on 3 HP. I think at the very least the terrorists will be able to plant the bomb. It's a question of whether they are able to win the post-plant positions. There's a Molotov in the hands of nark0se, which could definitely end Oscar J if he correctly throws it. Remains to be seen at this point. There's a couple of refused kits, but defects, and Oscar J very quickly find 2. Now nark0se finds one in that 1-on-2. Does not quite feel it though. Obviously not really going to be aware due to the nature of the servers that Oscar J is on low HP. So he just hightails it out of there. Saves his AWP into the next round, and I think that is wise at this point. It's all kind of neck and neck, as you would sort of expect on cash. It can be very back and forth. But still, you know, you don't want to be taking too many risks or trying to make the hero play. He's got to play it smart. Make sure to keep that economy rolling going forwards. They're going to force up around the AWP now as well. They'll kind of feel that the terrorists would take this one. Stacking up towards B. Mighty Max is being boosted up. I think he's being boosted up over this smoke. Going to find the head of Sikro. Now able to kind of back away. Defect will take down Mighty Max, but still one more player close by to find. Also gets Pulse. So 4-on-3, opening up that B-bomb site. But at this point, the terrorists kind of have control of a lot more than just B. Chance that they could go to a different bomb site, perhaps. Wowee. nark0se will go down. That's the AWP as well. Defect having the round of his life so far. Picking up 3 and still pulling a bit of CT aggression towards B. But spray coming in from Aaron. He finds 2. Not quite able to find MJ. Leaves him on 7 HP. Weber has recovered this AWP, and it's a question of whether he wants to go for this at this point. That CT side economy not really ideal. Might be an idea to save this one up. I think Aaron's going to have an idea that he has tagged up MJ, so maybe if Aaron's able to find an early pick, but I don't think it's going to happen at this point. If Weber even is able to find an early pick. Saving now, it would seem. Which is fair enough. Again, taking that AWP into the next round. Can be very important. It's just a bit of a shame nark0se there getting absolutely demolished by the AK. Not really much you can do about that, unfortunately. So terrorists win. And MJ actually goes down to the bomb there. So not all bad, I suppose. Could definitely be worse. I think in this case though, Weber should stick with the AWP, and then they should go for the eco on the Endpoint side. Going to drop it across actually to nark0se. He's just going to buy a bit of chest armor. Make his life a bit easier with that AWP. But ultimately, an eco here from Team Endpoint. So you would have thought. Should be another round on the board. I'm going to play aggressive in B. Just kind of bait around this AWP here. Players. nark0se creeping around the corner. Finds defect. Pulse will go down as a result. But again, I think you'll take that in this situation. You lose a USP to allow the AWP to escape. So it's into a 4-on-4. Aaron here pushed up. Aggressive in A main. Not able to find anything though, so they do check their angles over on the nark0se side. nark0se, however, has moved across to A with this AWP. Finds one. Allows Weber to get a bit aggressive as well, bearing in mind he saved that deagle and armor from the previous round. Right, to 3-on-2. The rotate back towards B coming in as well. I think Mighty Max is going to hear this one as they are making a hell of a lot of noise. So the rotates, especially from the AWP, should come in rather quickly. They still kind of have to play this slowly and make sure that there's no one around. Those are making sure they can't get any CT control. There's a 3-on-2. Weber does have an AK now, and he's still got that kit in hand also. Mighty Max has managed to retrieve an AK. No armor for him, but all the same. Counter flash is coming in. Those are tagged up slightly. Mighty Max and Weber now are the only two remaining. Luzza will go down, and Weber finds both. And the diffuser's going to come in either way. Weber now going to run and try and retrieve that AWP, and I think he will. So again, another eco round, another force buy round, I suppose, going the way of the sides that, you know, you wouldn't expect in that case. Force buy from the T side now. So, you know, they should be able to win, I think. That's what you expect in this situation, right? It seems to be the way that this game has been going. Straight up B-Rush coming in. 2 kills do go the way of that T side, but Pulse going absolutely huge here. Picks up 3 quick kills. Dropping that bomb. Brings it into a 3-on-2 as well. Johnny left on 40 HP. Bomb is going to get planted all the way back left of sight here. But again, the superior weaponry and utility of the CT side, you definitely expect them to be taking it. Flash goes in. Going to get aggressive now. Johnny able to find one, but Oscar J will go down, so it's all on him. It's sort of planted for him, but not really. Going to be difficult to say the least. The tap comes in from Aaron to draw him out of his defensive position. He finds one, but the double spray down connects as they line up. And nark0se again, they force fought. They're able to win that round out. An incredible play from Johnny at the end there. Heartbreaking stuff for Endpoint. As it will be another even scoreline. I mean, take a look at this scoreboard. No more than 2 rounds for any one team at this point. So back and forth. So back and forth indeed. Johnny will find Weber. He'll bring in a few more kills as well. As he also finds Aaron and Luzza goes down. So, pretty quick A-take now from the terrorist side. And I think in a 5 versus 2 situation. Pulse might try and go for some exits. But Mighty Max, it would be wise for him to save that M4 going into the next round. Pulse does find Johnny. On the round. In the end, as Mighty Max goes down, goes the way of nark0se. And a full eco now for Team Endpoint. So, should be another round for nark0se. They'll be able to string a couple together. A rarity in this game, it would seem. Nice little flick shot from Defect to find Luzza. As I believe, did he make the jump across, or did someone just boost him and run away? Who knows, either way, not very useful in the end. Mighty Max goes down as well. Still a deagle in the hands of Weber, but we need a hero play for him to secure this round. Has been done in the past, though. Johnny being alone here, he's got 2 to face off against. Finds 1. Pulse's run out of ammo, but will reload to get the kill eventually. Only dropping one of those Mac 10s, but I suppose, you know, $300 in the bank for him. A bit more stat padding. Weber, meanwhile, has gone down on the A-bomb sites. That bomb's going to get planted. And Oscar J is there to make sure that Pulse can't even save the Mac 10. Get himself an extra $600 in the bank, so... Buy coming in now. Endpoint, of course, it being the final round. You would expect so. But, money not really ideal in this situation. Remains to be seen as well. I mean, Weber bought Deagle last round. I mean, now can't afford an M4, really. Not that, you know, neglecting to buy the Deagle would have allowed him to buy an M4 plus what he's already got. And I mean, he just gets aggressive. That's a little bit risky from Johnny. I get the idea, you know, you're turning away so that you don't get flashbanged, but you're by yourself. Surely you hear them running in. Either way, he will go down. His teammates, however, have kind of cleaned up a little bit more over towards A main and middle. Defect now has got to be careful not to get traded. Luzzer is very close at white box. Aaron is the immediate port of call on A. Luzzer will find Defect. Aaron goes down on A though. Remaining terrorists are here. Luzzer will find Oscar J, drop that bomb, allows Mighty Max to push in, get a bit more aggressive. We've also got MJ on 3 HP, an easy kill in the end. Must have been Mighty Max who tagged him up earlier. And now it is Sikro with the AWP. They're both over towards upper. I hate auto director with a passion. Sikro will find Mighty Max, and now Luzzer in the one-on-one. The bomb is going to go down here, planted safe. Peeks around the corner, and Sikro will actually win the 1 versus 2, making a 9-6 half. Can you stop going into third person auto director? That would be lovely, thank you. An unfortunate half in the end. You know, it was very, very close. But again, it's kind of in that situation where, you know, you start off even as 2 teams. And then as the half goes on, as soon as someone's able to string 2 or 3 rounds, they're just going to take the lead in the end. And that is what happens. So, pistol would be ideal here for Endpoint, which bodes well going into the T side of Cash. It tends to be a little bit easier to pick up the pistol on the T side. Kind of rush out onto A and pick people off, deal with someone who's at quad. Perhaps. But if you've got a smoke for car, and you don't allow that one player, you know, 4 core quad, like I said, to just reign free. And the post plant can be very difficult indeed for the CT side. So, which is generally why, you know, you see a lot more CT pressure over towards mid or B. And they just go for a full 5-man retake on A if they have to. Not quite sure what the hold-up is here. I mean, I don't have chat turned on, so... I really need to work on my KZ actually. It's probably like the weakest part of my game is my movement. I think because it's something you have to dedicate a lot of time to be successful at, and like out of games, because you don't really use it very much. You know, in a matchmaking game, in a face it pug, whatever. can definitely do so. Alright, cool. Getting into the second half here. Someone must have gone AFK in half time, as can be the case. 5 armor again for the CT side. Kind of interesting that no one's opting to go for a kit. But what the 5 armor generally tells you is there's going to be some CT aggression. As you can see, 3 over towards A here. As they look to... Okay, just sort of stack it up rather than getting aggressive. Slow and quiet from the T side, however. As the bomb is in squeaky, there's a little bit of a default being played to make sure no one's getting aggressive across the map. But it looks like they're definitely going to make their way towards A at the end of the round. Deagle in the hands of Weber. Interesting choice. Perhaps he was looking to find someone in middle. Ooh, Oscar J is going to get the one tap. Aaron says, I will happily take that Deagle. Thank you very much, sir. Mighty Max has got the utility. But this is it, you know, you play the range of the Deagle, really. You get aggressive on boost now. That's what they want to do with the smokes here. Luz are not going to spy anyone out. They go fast up highway. Sickro got it all to do. He's already found the head of Aaron. That's going to drop that Deagle yet again. Luz are not quite able to convert the shots into kills at this point. There's some very low CTs here. Mighty Max, though, cannot find them. Sickro and Defect find 2. Now it's all on Luzzer. Quick little 180. Finds the third as well. Luzzer does definitely have a chance here. They say, right, we just got to back off. We know where the bomb is. He's got to be on low HP. He's been tagged down so very heavily. Picked up a USP now. Playing over towards Toxic. Playing the kind of head glitch angle. Manages to get across, but he knows both players are going to be here now. It's going to be a hard fight indeed. Has actually managed to get the bomb. 10 seconds remaining. He is going to get it down. Question still remains, however, is he going to be able to get himself into a good post-plant position? Playing on the side of red. Getting tagged down even more. He's got to find the headshots quickly here. Not able to connect as he was earlier. Left on 11 bullets. Just trying to run away. Isolate the 1 versus 1. Connects the head onto the first, but not able to get Johnny in the end. And Luzzer with a 4K. But unfortunately not able to win it out for his team. Another heartbreaking pistol loss, it has to be said, for Team Endpoint. I'm going to go for the buy. At least Luzzer is. So you can get an AK out. Everybody else is going to go for a few upgraded pistols. So Luzzer definitely feeling it after that round. He does have a good chance. I mean, up against, you know, 2 UMPs and 2 MP9s. 1 UMP rather than 2 MP9s. It could be a hell of a lot easier for him to pick up kills than you would expect. He's already found 1. Over towards middle. Cost him about 50% of his HP, though. Defect. We'll find Aaron, but again, playing off the back of this AK. Luzzer gets himself a second. Really coming alive in this second half so far. It's only been a couple rounds, but he's definitely connecting his shots. And sometimes, can be a little bit inconsistent in games, Luzzer. But if he's feeling it, he's got the potential to pop off, that's for sure. Mighty Max will go down, but at least gets the info. There's 2 coming towards middle from B. That leaves Oscar J all by himself. Goes down the Molotov to hold the push. Forces them over towards Forklift. As now the full rotate will come in. A quasi-flank from Weber, it would seem. It remains to be seen how effective it's going to be. The bomb's going to go down on A. And Weber will actually be able to capitalise. Takes down Johnny, leaves MJ now in the 1-on-3. Finds the head of Luzza, but unfortunately left on too low HP to get any more, and Pulse will take him down. So sloppy CS from both sides, you know, to be losing so many force buy rounds. Even with the 1 AK, you would kind of expect the CTs to take that one pretty easily. Defect getting aggressive, also finds Oscar J. So quickly into a 5-on-4. Mighty Max as well on the sign outside T-spawn. The spot Johnny getting a little bit aggressive in B main. Playing it slowly, playing it patiently. Aaron's AK was invisible for a second there. I don't know if anyone spotted that. Clip it, boys. Luzza will find the head of Sicro, and now A-bomb site is open, 5 versus 2. I think MJ and Johnny just kind of want to take what they've got here into the next round, try and do anything with it then, because I don't think they're going to get very much done this round at all. Bomb has been planted. Just saving in T-spawn, getting hunted a little bit, but again, I think T's are in a position where they don't want to lose any rifles here, which they could possibly do, so not quite going crazy or you know, dedicating to a full-on hunt, just hoping they get lucky with the spots that they check. But I don't think they'll be in. But who knows, Johnny and MJ might be able to get a solid win in this next round if they can pop off with their pistols that they've just saved. But ultimately, it should be a 9th on the board for Team Endpoint. You know, they've got the fully bought up AKs, full utility against a few upgraded pistols, a little bit of armor. Should be another easy win in the bag. Again, all neck and neck here. Aggression in A main will take down Luzza, but Aaron is able to pick up both the kills. Pretty much clears that A site. There's a deagle over towards Carr in the hands of Johnny. Tags up Aaron even more. CZ into middle, picks up MJ, and it's happening again, boys. No one can win against pistols. I'm just kind of playing alone, I think, and it's difficult to get the trades in. You know, and when you're playing against jiggle peeking, WASDering pistols, it's not as easy as it looks. Which is why you kind of need a friend to help you out. Flash through the smoke, not going to blind anyone. Johnny's got his hands on an A1S. No kits though, they've got to act quickly here on the CT side. Time is very much of the essence. MJ is going to get aggressive, and I think the kills do come in, but they wouldn't have had time to defuse anyway in the end there. So Endpoint a little bit closer to the wire than they would have liked. Got a little bit dicey in the middle there, but they do secure that 9th round. This is kind of the make or break round, however. Sometimes these are the rounds that get into the minds of the players. More utility on the T side though. Definitely going to make it easier. No kits as well for the CTs at this point. Defect, however, getting the first initial frag. Aaron, hello. What is that? Picks up Oscar J through the smoke. Oof, wee. Dirty. Evens up the scoreline. Very lucky indeed from him. As now it's into the 4-on-4. Luz has still got the AWP in hand. Definitely have a huge effect with that. He's able to connect the shots. Lining up a Canuti flashbang. There's a bit of aggression from nark0se is actually going to cost him as Aaron gets himself a second for the round. There's still a player on the site to find. It's defect from earlier on. They should be prepared for him. However, he's on rather low HP and the rotates are coming in. Johnny going to find Weber. Defect will go down. Allows the bomb plant to come in. Getting aggressive now onto site. Johnny, MJ, the only one remaining now. Going to find Mighty Max. Brings it in and to the 1-on-1. Luzza does have himself a P250 in hand, but it's not going to be enough. MJ with the 1 versus 3 clutch in the end there. Saving himself the AWP also. 11-9 in favour of nark0se. And again, you know, backs against the wall. Weaker by, they still managed to win it out off the back of just winning the gunfights. It's not quite how it should happen, in all honesty. Endpoint have all the advantage there. Just not able to hit their shots in the end. Anyway. Now it would seem there's a little bit of an adventurous round. Because nark0se does have the open hand. Gone for the glass cannon. Is that intentional? I feel like that should be a mistake. No, apparently it is intentional. What happened? They had an AWP. They're not dropping across? I'm confused. They could definitely come back to haunt them. Couple of kits, very little utility left for the CT side here. And Molotov over towards vents coming in. Smoke goes down in middle. Just playing it patiently here on that T side. But the CT's not getting aggressive either. They're playing very passive indeed. I mean, they've got nark0se at car with the AWP. Giving up mid control as well. So Oscar J, I think, is there to make sure no one's going to push up highway. But fortunately for him, he's going in B. Johnny caught out in the open. Mighty Max makes 2 quick entries. Oscar J now, though, trades back Weber. Brings it back into a 3-on-3. The bomb is going to go down, but it's going to have to be a safe plant. No risks here from Pulse. It's again very little utility for either side. It's 1 flashbang across all 6 players. So it's going to come down to finding the early picks. We've still got Oscar J in the vents, trying to make a bit of noise, allowing his teammates to rotate. He's just going to miss a shot, try and get away. But Oscar J will make sure that he cannot. Now on to Max. Picks up the 3rd for the round. Trying to find the ace to win it. Takes down Oscar J, looking to find the final kill. Left on very low HP here. I think the bomb's going to be too far gone, however, with that peek. A kit picked up by Defect. Going to be so very close, actually. I don't think he's got it in the end, however. Oh, no, not quite. About half a second remaining. Unfortunate there for him. Team Endpoint do take the round. Lose all their players in the process, but I suppose not all bad. Again, being on that T side, although that is T side is the only side where you can lose all your players, still win the round. I'm just trying to think in my head. I don't think the CTs. There's no situation where the CTs can, you know, lose all the players. Weber with the final bullet finds ahead of nark0se. He's getting a bit aggressive in middle. Just a pistol armor buy here on the CT side as they sort of go for the soft eco, look to buy up in the next couple of rounds. Aaron 2 quick spray downs. finds Oscar J and Defect, and now it's just MJ 1 versus 5. Again, in a situation, I think, where he's going to want to save this going into the next round. Try and get something done with it then. So 11-11, all to play for. I mean, it really is neck and neck in this game. The biggest round lead was from nark0se at the end of the first half, which was 3. It's ridiculous, really. Should be a 12th on the board here for Endpoint, however, so they'll be able to take the lead at least for a little while. They're going to be up against 2 P250s and 2 flashbangs. 3 P250s. Oscar J waited a little bit long there to buy his up. Getting aggressive into A main. Luzzer and Aaron have got other ideas, however. Defect will find Luzzer, but I think that's all they're going to get for this round. As Oscar J is left over towards 4. They know exactly where he is, and they will take him down quite easily. So only losing 1 player there, not so bad. Will be a buy now from that CT side. Nade damage onto Luzzer. He, of course, opting to go for the AWP in this round, so that they can afford it. Weber. No, waiting for that one. Oscar J and Sikro tend to get very aggressive over towards middle. A little bit telegraphed at this point that that's going to be happening. Flash into A main. They're not going to spot the boost out, but Luzzer actually misses his first shot, able to get the second. Not ready for another player to be there, though. Johnny will trade him back, but has to kind of stop the aggression, hope that this Molotov is not going to spread to him, which I don't think it will. Mighty Max may well have thought it has done. So he's going to have to be careful, to say the least. Aaron will connect this round to Defect eventually. 4 on 2. Sikro still up on the boost. Aaron will take him down, but a clean little headshot will deny the bomb plant for a little while. But it is Johnny now in the 1 versus 2 situation. No kit in hand, no utility at all. Might be able to pick one up off of his teammates here. Bomb is going to get planted momentarily, as he's going for the long con flank. Like I say, no kit, so not very much time at all. Mighty Max was somewhat of an off angle ready for him. The position is going to be known now. And Mighty Max is ready for it. Johnny not ready for it there. So 13-11 as Endpoint gaining a bit more of a lead. The economy of nark0se again, you know, CT side economy, very hard to get rolling. And they've not been able to do that at all. They're just in a situation where they win rounds here and there. So they're going to be on another soft eco here. At Endpoint now in a good space to lock this one out. Aaron finds Oscar J on the boost. So finds Defect. He's been playing very, very well indeed this game. Hot fragging. Luzzer actually on the 24-17. He's had a few big rounds here and there. But everybody really has been pulling their weight. He's had some nice spray downs and that kind of thing. Mighty Max, of course, ever reliable. Weber may only have 16 kills, but he's got the lowest amount of deaths on the server. Sickro, however, having a questionable game. That can't be right, though. Did he drop out at some point, maybe? 3-10 is a really weird scoreline when you're this far into the game. MJ finds one with his deagle. He's the only one remaining, of course, for that CT side at this point. Tags up Aaron slightly as well, but they're going to know where he is now and try and shut him down. Well, actually, Aaron might have been tagged up earlier. Ooh, I don't know if Mighty Max is spotted out there. Will definitely do so now, and they're all going to come converging in on his position. On a hard life, so it is. He will get taken down. Not able to finish off Aaron. A little bit heartbreaking, I suppose. But the money here for Endpoint really good. They can afford to lose a round or two. Double up setup coming from the CTs. Whether they're going to be ready for this on the T side. J quells the Molotov. His position is going to be very well known at this point, though, to the terrorist side. Weber's left on just under 60 HP. A double, perhaps, for the CT side. I don't think the T's are going to know that they've got this double up setup coming in. I think this is definitely going to push it out of position, allows Aaron to easily pick up that kill. Luzzer as well will chime in with one of his own. 4 versus 3 now, only one player remaining on the A-bomb side. Rotates have got to come in from B. It's going to be difficult otherwise to get anything done at this point. Flash comes in. Molotov onto the back of the B-bomb site. Headshot from Aaron onto Johnny as he's only able to get one with that AWP, and now a big question. They're going to go for it on the nark0se side, playing for the win, not the overtime. It will be a 15th on the board, and I think it would be, you know, the biggest round lead that we've had this game so far from any one team. There's a kit in the hands of MJ. Luzzer as well is on pretty low HP. Whether they will be ready for him in the checkers, though, remains to be seen. Jumping peaks coming in. They're going to know Sickro's over towards heaven. MJ playing from CT. Aaron will take him down here and now. 3 versus 1 against the AWP. No kit in hand. Sickro finds one. Finds a second flying through the air onto Luzzer, but Mighty Max is immediately there to finish it off. That's going to be 15-11. A weak economy for that CT side now, you know, kind of just in the force buy situation. Tends to work out for them in the past, but at this point, Endpoint on their T side are definitely firing on all cylinders. Especially Luzzer. Mighty Max as well, you know, he might not have the highest amount of kills, but only 14 deaths. He's winning most of the fights that he takes, right? Molotov forces Luzzer off the boost. Although not a fight that we see many people taking these days. It's a very quick kind of peak. Maybe try and get a kill, but you tend to drop off very, very quickly from that position anyway. Timing on that Molotov, able to find one, not quite able to connect with the second. This defect will find him. Luzzer has taken down his teammate on the site, and that allows Pulse as well to pick up another. So now it's on Johnny and MJ. Just Johnny now to save it. And Weber is ready for him, finds his head, and that will be that. 16-11, a very close game indeed.